Hello everyone, it's Melissa and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, hello and welcome. Are you ready to create a beautiful jewelry necklace and a pair of earrings using semi-precious gemstones and amethyst, as well as some check glass beads? And these are tattoo beads, laser etched on both sides, so you get like a little rainbow butterfly. Just need some basic findings, head pins, eye pins, some earring wires, a clasp of your choice. And to match my amethyst beads, I am using the purple amethyst soft flex color. We're just doing basic bead stringing, but with a few little modified adjustments. So these tips and tricks hopefully will help you make better multi-strand necklaces without having them twist in your design. And before we start creating, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help my little channel grow. And I will go ahead and link if these products are still available down below in the description, as well as my Amazon affiliate links. Let's start creating. So for the project, it's mostly basic bead stringing. And our first little tip here is, since we are making a multi-strand necklace, it's helpful to have 2 strands of the soft flex wire. And soft flex wire comes in so many different colors, and they also have a few trios listed on their website. So you can kind of mix and match your colors with your wire as well. So that's kind of a fun design to create with as well. So I just started adding on just a few beads to my soft flex wire. And we're just going to put this off to the side for just a moment and work on our earrings. So I have a little rondelle on the bottom. We have to have sparkle, a 6mm amethyst, and an adorable silver plated flower. We'll be making our loops with the tool, the one-step looper. This is a must-have for any jewelry maker. So once you have the beads added on, we're just going to add it to the tool and give it a squeeze. And this will give us a perfect loop every time. This is the 1.5mm. There are 2 larger sizes listed on Amazon, but we get our perfect loop. And normally you would just attach it to the bottom, but we're going to do something a little different just to give more mobility to your design. So we'll do a little loop for the butterfly. And just give it a squeeze. Now we want to make sure that our loops are completely closed. So I'm going to bring in my round nose pliers. If the loop is just slightly open, you do risk losing your embellishment. We just want to make sure the top loops are completely closed as well. And you can always make your own head pins or eye pins if you want to out of soft flex craft wire. So now we're just going to bring in our ear findings. And similar to how we would open a jump ring, there's just a slight opening. So we're just going to gently twist. We're going to add on our first little embellishment and give it a close. And you can make these earrings as long or short as you want to. Or if you wanted to just make them on one piece on a head pin, you could. But by doing this little technique here, you're just giving a little bit more movement and mobility to your piece. So now we're just going to add in 2 jump rings, and these are a 5mm. You can get the whole pack of jump rings and some lobster claws on Amazon. So if you ever need a certain size jump ring, this is the best kit. So we're just going to take our pliers, and when we open jump rings, we're just going to gently twist side to side. We're going to attach our little butterfly into the bottom part of our eye pin and give it a close. And you should hear a slight click. The 2 ends have connected. And we have the first part of our beautiful earring. And I always love just to add a little rondelle on the bottom just for that extra sparkle. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Our jump ring, attach it to our eye pin, and add on our head pin and give it a close. We'll hear that little click. And we have just created beautiful gemstone and check glass earrings with some silver plated bindings. So we're going to set our earrings off to the side and we're going to work on our bead stringing. Start with our bead stringing. We're going to add in this adorable amethyst heart pendant and then of course our little butterfly. So for this pendant, it already has a bail. So we're going to keep the bail, just kind of acts for more mobility in your design. And we're going to bring in our jump ring. And you can mix and match the sizes of jump rings in your projects. We're just going to open up our jump ring and attach it to the bail. Add on our eye pen and give it a close. Now, depending on the weight of the bail or your pendant that you're using, if you want just kind of a design option, is we can add in a second jump ring. This is just going to give it the mobility design. And also kind of gives it a cool look, like a little chainmail or a double stack jump ring. We're going to add on our butterfly, a rondel for sparkle, and an amethyst bead. We're going to bring in our tool, the one-step looper, and make our little connection point. So give it a squeeze. I think this would be a super cute earring as well. Maybe a little on the heavy side, but super cute. So we're just going to bring in our round nose pliers again, and we want to make sure that our loop is completely closed. And then I'm just going to add a bigger jump ring for the top, and this will just give it the mobility in my piece and help it lay properly in the design. We're just going to gently twist our jump ring and attach and close, and we'll hear that little click. We're just going to set the pendant off to the side for just a moment, and we're going to design our necklace. So we have our beautiful necklace, and we're mixing 3 different sizes of amethyst, ranging between a 4mm to an 8mm. We're going to bring in our Soft Flex wire. And if you've seen any of my other tutorials when I'm doing my bead stringing, I like to keep it on the spool. It just acts as a bead stopper. And your Soft Flex wire will also act as a needle if you're having trouble picking up the small little beads. You don't have to pick them up with your fingers. So we're just going to add on all of our beads on our bead mat. So I have some small beads, a rondel. I'm going to add in my 8mm amethyst and another rondel for sparkle. So we'll just keep adding on our beads. So I added on one side of my necklace, and now we're on our pendant. And for this, we're just going to string the jump ring like it was a bead. So we have our beautiful design. We're just going to keep adding on the rest of the beads. So we've added on the beads. You can see our beautiful necklace. We have it on our 2 strands of soft flex wire. Now I'm just going to add in some more amethyst on each side of my project. And this is just continuing our basic bead stringing. So we have all of our beads added onto our soft flex wire, and then I just trimmed a good workable length from my spool. If you ever trim too much or have leftover soft flex, be sure to save it. You can always use it for a future project. Just a short little length is perfect for a soft flex connector point or to make a bail. So we're just going to bring in our 2x2s, and this is kind of the foundation of the piece. It's going to hold everything together. So I'm going to start with the inner strand. And I just kind of mix and match between the flowers with the 4mm, and then I kind of shaded my amethyst. Amethyst comes in so many different shades, even colors. There's a pink amethyst and a green amethyst, even though like a green amethyst is called priasolite. So just kind of a fun fact on amethyst. It is a quartz family as well as the February birthstone. So I shaded the amethyst from the lighter amethyst and the kind of to the darker one. And then even with this little banding in here, you kind of get a chevron amethyst. So it's just kind of just a little fun facts on amethyst and then different styles with it as well. So we're just going to slide on our 2x2 like it was a bead. And you may notice I still have a lot of soft flex, but that's okay. So towards the end, we're just going to pass back through our 2x2. And this is going to create a little connection point. It's up to you how big or small you would like it to be. We're going to bring in our pliers and just squeeze our 2x2. This is going to flatten it, keep everything nice and secure. But then I like to round my pliers and squeeze again. By rotating the pliers, it's going to squish the bead or the 2x2 to make it look like a little bead and give it a more professional finish. We have just a little bit extra soft flex wire. And since these are natural gemstones, the wire won't fit through again. So we're just going to trim our little soft flex. You can see we still have a lot of wire, so I'm just going to slide all of my beads down. This is just a great way, that way you have more soft flex to work with on one side of the wire. So we're going to slide on our 2x2 on the other side, and we're going to pass back through the 2x2 and give it a pull. And we want our 2x2 resting as close to the bead as we can. We're going to compare our connection points. They don't have to be perfect. You would just like them similar. Squeeze and rotate. Trim off our extra soft flex. And we'll just set that aside. So you've just completed one strand of our necklace. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side with the one with the pendant. Now we're going to assemble the rest of our necklace. So we could attach our clasp directly to the soft legs, but I like to use my jump ring. I want to switch out maybe the length of the clasp or extend it. I don't have to restring the whole project. And sometimes when you're doing the multi-strand necklace, they tend to twist and curve. So we're going to be using this little finding by Tiara Cast to keep everything nice and straight. And if you ever need to extend the length of your necklace, we're just going to use some jump rings to connect everything together so you can make your adjustments in the future. We're going to use the inside of the clasp or our finding. So we're just going to open up our jump ring, attach it to our soft flex connection points into the inside of the clasp or our finding and give it a close. And we'll hear that little click. And since we did do 2 jump rings on the bottom of part of the pendant, if you want to add another jump ring, you can. And then we're just going to add on our second little component on the other side of soft flex. Jump ring, our component, and these are also great little findings and components for earrings. See our beautiful design. And then we're just going to connect the next jump ring. We just gently twist, attach to our finding and our soft flex, and give it a close. So you can just see how neat and a professional finish that is for your multi-strand design. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to add on a clasp. And I am using the lobster claw. You could use any clasp of your choice, but we're just going to connect it the same way with jump rings. So we just open up a jump ring, attach our clasp, and give it a close. And with lobster claws, if you want, you can always add like a little extender chain or just connect a few jump rings together. And that way it's kind of an adjustable necklace. And we'll just add one more jump ring. Just as that little extender chain, you can always add a little charm at the end of the jump ring or the end link. for further embellishment. We have just completed our beautiful pair of earrings with amethyst and check glass butterfly beads, and our multi-strand necklace with our gorgeous amethyst pendant, our check glass butterfly, and a few different sizes of amethyst, rondels for sparkle, and our silver plated flower spacers. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help my little channel grow. And check out down below in the description for the products used in this video, as well as my Amazon affiliate link and more tutorial inspiration on my YouTube channel. Have an awesome day.